I'm just dressed and I'm just about to leave the house for work. And I felt I should pick my camera and talk to one or two of you who might want to listen. Now, my name is Devance Ogweno and this is Devance Empire. If you have been my follower for the longest time possible, then you are quite familiar with my life story and experiences while growing up. I come from a polygamous family, a family that valued so much polygamy. My own father had 4 wives, 4 women. 3 of them were blood sisters, except for one. And my father died many years back. For the fact that I come from a polygamous family, I've learned so many lessons that I would love to share with you each and every day. When you come from a polygamous family, you realize that you can learn to be united and live with different people as one family, or you can also come out from that family as enemies, like no unity, no nothing. People keep fighting each and every time, and that all depends on the father himself, who is the head of the house. So while growing up, I believe my father taught my siblings, because I didn't have the opportunity to stay with my father for the longest time. So my father taught something, that unity is one value that people should always prioritize. And that is the reason why he tried to bring our family together. The wives, he put them together and made them feel like they are a family. Like no one was supposed to be treated like somebody is from another family or nothing. He practiced unity, and that one is what we've grown with even back at home. Maybe in the process there, when after my father died, things like separation and what started happening, because now when the women lead, sometimes it's not about unity, it's about greed. Like who will inherit the largest portion of your father's wealth and what. And so that one led to division in some cases, until sometimes we usually sit down as children, we the children of my father, and we are like, why are we fighting? Who are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? Why don't we just come together, reunite, and do our things on our own way? And truly, trust me, that conversation usually bears good fruits, because even today as we talk, we are one. Like we are one. Maybe we are just separated by poverty, because not each and every one of us is stable, and everyone is everywhere all over the country and Africa trying to get or make a living. So me, I'm in Nairobi. I have another stepbrother who's also in another part of Nairobi. My sister is another part of Nairobi. My other sister is back at home. Another one is married elsewhere. Another stepbrother of mine is back at home. Another one is married, not married. Another one is trying to find ways of survival in other parts of the country. So we are all trying to find a way we can impress our late father. We continue with this legacy, because sometimes when a compound or a home falls, it's placed on the upbringing of the children, and sometimes it can traumatize you for the rest of your life. So we really try hard to get united. But the basic thing, the main thing that will make us achieve this goal is when we remain united to one another. Unity is so powerful. Unity is strength. When you are united, as Fishmonger says it in one of his stories, that a bundle of sticks, it's quite difficult to break it, compared to when a stick is single or just a single stick like this. It's easier to break a single stick than a bundle of sticks when brought together. So when we are united, it's difficult to interfere with all the things that come with life that might discourage you and make you feel so bad and terrorized and demoralized. So right now I have to go to work. What am I trying to say? We did not meet by coincidence. Sometimes things don't go basically the way we planned them. Sometimes things happen in a different way, because each and every day when we fall asleep, we have plans for the following day. We think big. We think of how we are going to work hard and make money and grow rich, build big homes, support our family members, and what. But at the end of the day, after you have moved right, left and center, trying to hustle your ways into success, you realize that things are not the way you think about them. Because it is at that time that you might think your family members or people you are related to by blood will come through and support you in your times of need, but it becomes different. Sometimes the world prepares us for rude shocks. In my life, when things became so tough in some point of my life, I couldn't even afford to even put a mere meal on the table. I was homeless. I was clothless. I didn't have clothes. I had old clothes each and every day. I had no one to talk to. I was so much stressed to a point that I didn't know that I was sinking deep into depression. It was at this time that God connected me to somebody who has become of value to my life, and since then my life has never been the same again. That is none other than George of Fishmonger Stories.
Two teenage boy and girl got married. Now, I know the story well about these two teenage boys and girls who got married.
Some people were just born to see other people happy, to see other people grow, to see other people develop, to see other people successful. George has been there for me like the air I breathe. He is so close to me. He has been there for me. He has done so much for me. And I am where I am today because of him. Even though my life is still not where I want it to be because of the challenges that we wake up each and come across each and every day of our lives, I still have great and many reasons to appreciate this fella. He helped me. He helped me put up a business for myself that has seen me learn so many things in life. I've learned a lot because of the business that he opened for me. He sent me the funds and I put up that business, and through that business I've been able to pay my rent bills, I've been able to put food on my table, I've been able to buy a few stuffs that have helped very many other people who are also around my life. Through that business, most of my friends can come clear and say they've not slept hungry because we've raised money to buy food, we've raised money to help our lives be better. Some of them have fallen sick in the process. We got funds from this place to help them. And so the help that Fishmonger Stories offered to me as an individual is the same help that is helping a larger community of other people who are also around my life, because I am a human being. People meet, human beings meet. It's only mountains that don't meet. So in my life, I've met different people of different types with different problems and different issues. And through this business, we've managed to survive. We say thank you. Even though right now business might be not doing well at all because of, the political affairs, as well as, the pandemic that just ended the other day. I mean to say, I had an opportunity to sit down with this brother of mine when he came to Kenya. He wanted to see my place of business and my home, and I welcomed him into my house. He left everything that he had to do, everything. Remember, the following day he was supposed to be traveling. He came to Kenya to visit his family, and he placed me as a priority, someone of value. And he came to my house, we sat, we told each other stories, we laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Don't forget, I edit his videos, and make sure every time you get an opportunity to click onto his YouTube channel.
Are you ready for a story? Can I tell you a story? I is for immigrants.
Please watch his videos, subscribe to his videos. He's a great content creator. I've worked for him. Every time I work for him, I feel inspired. Make sure you go click onto his video and watch him. I want to insert a small interview that I had with him in my house, and that meant a lot to me. Humility at its best. I hope you get inspired, you who is watching me through this video. So in our video today, I call it a special one because it's one of its own kind. Several times, most of you have heard me mention Fishmonger Stories. Yes, maybe you could be wondering, why am I doing this video? The reason is he's right here with me, and I want to introduce him to you through my YouTube channel. He is a YouTuber. He creates content for YouTube also, and most important is that he is a storyteller, a very good storyteller of our time. I've just had an opportunity to have this simple discussion with him for the shortest time possible, and I have to make good use of it. So without wasting much time, let me pass the mantle back to Fishmonger Stories. Please tell them who you are and what you do, and any other information.
Thank you very much, Devance Empire. My name is George Otieno, but I go by the name Fishmonger Stories. I tell African stories, riddles, proverbs to kids, adults, stories that teach you to be kind and be gentle and work hard. And life is not a straight line. Rome was not built on a day. And stories that entertain, challenge, and transform you. So that's what we try to do at Fishmonger Stories.
If you check out on his YouTube channel, Fishmonger Stories, you will get the best stories that you cannot find anywhere else. Just to ask another question, why did you choose to tell stories on your YouTube channel and maybe not do another different particular type of content, like maybe singing or maybe vlogging? Why storytelling?
Exactly. Well, the difference between you and I is just a story. When somebody told me that, it really clicked something in my mind. And so I don't have the best voice to sing, but stories can relate to anybody.
Yes.
And that's why I say the difference between you and I is just a story. It always connects us, no matter where you come from, north, east, west, south. Stories have a way of bringing us together and reminding us that we are all the same. Though that is the reason basically why we tell stories, because they remind us that we are all the same no matter where you come from.
Very, very true. That's a honest opinion from him. Stories are so good. Personally, I can say storytelling, I've learned a lot through storytelling. Many things, like it's kind of, I use it as a therapy session.
Yes.
Like when I'm bored,
Yes,
I will click onto YouTube and watch his videos. He is very funny, very creative, and very humorous.
Thank you very much. And please, the reason why we tell the stories is we'd like you to share them. And once you enjoy your story, share them with a friend, a relative, during these hard times. Stories that, just show some kindness and love and faith and empathy that we all share amongst us in so many different ways.
Yes. You've had it, and you're lucky to watch him in my YouTube channel. I want you to go and click onto his YouTube channel. Just take this particular moment, go click Fishmonger Stories and get entertained. I promise you, if you're not entertained, come back and refund your internet. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe, because I have more and more surprises. Right now, it's time for him to leave, so he has to go catch up with the taxi. So we have to leave right now. We'll come back and complete this video some other time.
Comfort and healing come in many forms, whether it be traditional medicine or from someone connecting their spirit with yours.
Well, tonight, 7 Action News reporter Andrea Isom shares her conversation with an ICU nurse treating COVID patients with a unique approach.
You get in the medical field, you want to help, you want to make a difference. I've gone on medical missions abroad, Central America, Guatemala, and this is worse. People are suffering. People are suffering. It is hard.
47-year-old George Otieno is a registered ICU nurse within the Henry Ford Health System and St. Joe's here in Metro Detroit, and they are both blessed to have him. George works day in and day out treating COVID patients. Right now, George is in El Centro, California. El Centro is on the southern border, 2 hours from San Diego, to help where the help is needed most, wherever that may be. Of course, George uses his training and knowledge to assist those in the throes of this pandemic. But George also comes bearing gifts, ones that show just how present he is.
The difference between you and I is just a story.
So George humbly but proudly tells his.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Fishmonger stories, they are called, to any COVID patient who will lend him their ear.
Once upon a time,
There lived a group of people.
He shares with them African riddles, stories, and songs.
Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a riddle? Just to take you away from your pain and your suffering. And there's really nothing like that. That's when you realize that we are all the same, and you see their eyes just open up. You transform them from one culture to another culture. Oh, nothing beats that gratification. I enjoy it. I love it.
How do they feel when they receive this from you?
It's an immeasurable pleasure, Andrea. It is so therapeutic for the patient, but it's more therapeutic for me. It's literally saved my life.
Welcome to another edition of Fishmonger Stories.
Sharing fishmonger stories started before the pandemic at hospitals across Southeast Michigan. Why the name fishmonger? Well, it means a person or store that sells fish for food. George grew up near one of the African Great Lakes, Lake Victoria, surrounded by fish and fishermen. So the title is fitting. That is why all of this is so special to George, and because it is something he and his family do together.
I liked it because it was bonding time for me and my daughters. They say, Daddy, we could do this and to other kids. So we said, okay, fine.
And away they went to enrich, inspire, and bring joy. And sometimes that is just the sort of medicine, healing we need.
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So it's a gift that always keeps giving.
Oh, and those are the best kinds. Not the things you can always touch, but the things you feel.
Can I use that?
Yes, you can.
Well, because of COVID, in order to reach more people, George took the fishmonger stories virtual and to social media and to YouTube too.
When you get a message from a child in Canada saying, oh, I like fishmonger stories, just like, oh my goodness. If you ascribe to some faith, to whom much is given, much is also expected.
Yes.
During times of suffering like this, a positive message goes a long way.
I'm just, in awe of you and what you're doing for people.
Ah.
You are just such a delight. It's such an honor to speak with you. Thank you for stepping up and not giving up.
Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Andrea.
No, it is George we need to thank, and we need to keep him in our thoughts.
Emotional. That was so emotional, so touching, so inspiring, so breathtaking. And I believe up to this far you've enjoyed this video. Have you? If you have, show some love and support to George or Fishmonger Stories. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel and say, I'm the one who sent you there. Go watch his videos, go subscribe, go comment, go enjoy yourself. I promise you nothing but the best. Make sure you continue being my fan, continue subscribing to my YouTube channel, even as we end this video here at this particular point. And until next time, always work hard and be nice to people. And remember that nothing is impossible. This is Devance Empire. End of discussion.